Have you ever read a story that seems simple on the surface, but then, wow, it just unpacks these huge truths about power, people, how society works?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's exactly what George Orwell's Animal Farm pulls off, and that's what we're diving into today.
It's such a compact book, but it packs a punch.
It really does. It's not just some old story about farm animals, is it? It feels more like a mirror, reflecting things back at us, things that maybe aren't always comfortable to see.
And that's exactly why it's still so vital. Animal Farm, well, Orwell wrote it as an allegory, right?
Right, a story with a hidden meaning.
Exactly. So the characters, the events, they all stand for something bigger, politically, historically. In this case, it's a really sharp critique of the Russian Revolution.
And what came after, with Stalinism?
Precisely. Orwell himself was very clear about this. He said something like, every serious line I've written since 1936 has been against totalitarianism.
That's quite a statement. Totalitarianism being that total state control.
Yeah, where the state controls everything, public and private life, just crushing any individual freedom. So our mission here for this deep dive is really to pull out the core insights from Animal Farm.
How?
We want to look at the original dream, the ideals,
The hope.
the hope, yes,
Yeah.
and then trace how it all twists into tyranny. And crucially, why it still feels so, well, almost chillingly relevant today.
So this is kind of a shortcut for you, the listener, to get why this seemingly simple story still matters so much in our, let's face it, pretty complex world.
Exactly.
So let's dive in. How does this mirror first get held up? The story starts where?
It kicks off on Manor Farm.
Right, run by Mr. Jones, who's not the best farmer, pretty neglectful.
Definitely neglectful.
Yeah.
And the animals are just, well, they're fed up. They're oppressed. Then comes Old Major.
The old visionary pig.
Yeah, he shares this dream he had, this vision of a world without humans, where animals run things themselves, live in equality, prosperity.
It's a powerful idea. It ignites something.
It really does. It leads to this rebellion, this uprising, driven by these, really hopeful principles: freedom, justice for all animals.
And this is the core of it, isn't it? What starts so hopefully, well, it takes a dark turn.
A very dark turn.
And it's gradual, right? That's what's so insidious. It's not like a switch flips. It's this slow creep from idealism towards control, where the original goals get twisted subtly by the new leaders that emerge, until eventually...
It's just replaced one master with another, sometimes maybe even a worse one.
Chilling. And Orwell uses the animals themselves brilliantly here.
Oh, absolutely. What's fascinating is how he uses these specific animal characters, doesn't he? They represent these broader types, these archetypes you see in any revolution, any society, really.
Okay, so who are the key players we need to know?
Well, first you've got Napoleon, the pig. Cunning, ruthless. He's the one who ultimately grabs power.
A clear stand-in for Stalin.
Yeah, undeniably. Then there's Snowball. He's another pig, more idealistic, more intellectual. He's Napoleon's rival early on.
Often seen as representing Trotsky.
That's the common reading, yes. And then, Boxer, the horse.
Boxer, loyal, hardworking.
Incredibly hardworking. He really embodies that exploited working class, doesn't he? Gives everything. Motto is, I will work harder.
Yeah, and Napoleon is always right. It's heartbreaking.
It really is, because he gives his all without questioning, even when it's turned against him. And you can't forget Squealer.
The propaganda guy.
The ultimate spin doctor pig. He doesn't just lie. He's a master manipulator. Twist the truth, spreads propaganda. He's that state-controlled media, the whole propaganda machine personified.
Chillingly effective, too.
Very. Then you have Old Major, the original visionary, the one whose dream started it all, like maybe Lenin or Marx, the ideological founder.
And Benjamin, the donkey.
Benjamin, the cynic. He sees it all happening, understands it.
But doesn't really intervene.
Exactly. He's that sort of skeptical intellectual, maybe. Sees the writing on the wall but feels powerless, or perhaps just too cynical to act. It's quite a cast.
It really is. And you recognize these types, don't you? You see them playing out again and again.
Unfortunately, yes.
And it's through these characters and their story that Orwell really pulls back the curtain on these universal dangers. What hits me hardest, I think, is just how clearly he shows power corrupting.
The old saying, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, but it's the how. how Orwell shows it happening, the way language itself gets warped
Oh, definitely.
to justify things, to slowly chip away at the original ideals. Remember the Seven Commandments?
And how they get subtly altered until all animals are equal gets that final horrifying addition.
But some animals are more equal than others. It still gives me chills.
Me too. And that ties right into the next big theme. Propaganda.
Squealer's domain.
Completely. And like you said, he doesn't just lie, he rewrites history.
Mm.
Literally changes the commandments painted on the barn wall. Makes the animals doubt their own memories.
That control over the past, that's terrifyingly effective for controlling the present, isn't it?
It's a classic tool of authoritarian regimes. If you control the narrative of the past, you control how people understand the present and what they believe is possible for the future.
And this connects so deeply to that feeling of betrayal, the betrayal of the original ideals.
Doesn't it just? Everything the revolutions did for equality, freedom, getting rid of the oppressor, it all gets thrown out, systematically dismantled.
Often with the animals being convinced it's necessary, that it's for their own good. That's the really insidious part.
Yeah, the manipulation is key, which leads straight to the reemergence of inequality.
Right. Despite all the talk of equality at the start, very quickly you see a new hierarchy form.
With the pigs firmly at the top, enjoying privileges the other animals don't have.
It's such a stark warning, isn't it? Just getting rid of one bad system doesn't automatically mean you get a good one. You can end up right back where you started, or worse.
If those underlying structures of power aren't fundamentally changed, yeah. Which brings us to that, well, maybe the bleakest theme, the cyclical nature of it all.
The idea that tyranny just replaces tyranny.
Yeah. That grim realization that the animals fought so hard to overthrow Jones, only to end up under the thumb of Napoleon, who by the end is pretty much indistinguishable from the humans.
That final scene.
Wow.
It really raises that question, doesn't it? Are societies doomed to repeat these cycles? Is this just the pattern?
Heavy stuff. But if we connect this back, Orwell's genius isn't just the message, it's how he delivers it.
Exactly. He takes this profound political commentary, stuff that could be dense and academic.
And makes it into this simple fable, an allegory.
Yeah, a narrative anyone can pick up and understand. You don't need a PhD in political science to get Animal Farm.
But it leaves you with this incredibly deep understanding of how power gets abused, how ideals get twisted.
That accessibility, using animals, the farm setting, it's what makes the critique so powerful and so, well, enduring. It gets under your skin precisely because it's simple on the surface.
He uses that innocence, that familiarity to deliver this really scathing critique. It's remarkable skill. Absolutely, a story about pigs and horses, but it feels intensely human, intensely relevant to our history and our present.
So, okay, bringing it right up to today. What does this all mean for us right now listening to this?
Look, yeah.
This deep dive, it really makes you stop and think, doesn't it, about how relevant Animal Farm still feels when we look at, well, political manipulation today or the rise of authoritarian trends globally.
It really does raise that question.
Yeah.
How many of these warning signs can we see around us now?
Right. The propaganda, the spin.
The twisting of truth, the erosion of rights, maybe. The way power gets concentrated in fewer and fewer hands.
Yeah.
Orwell wasn't just writing history. He was giving us a kind of timeless blueprint, wasn't he, for spotting how control creeps in.
So it's a challenge to us, really.
I think so. A challenge to look past the surface narratives, to question things, to remember that power, especially unchecked power, often behaves in these predictable and, frankly, dangerous ways.
So Animal Farm, it's not just a history lesson filed away on a shelf. It's, like you said earlier, a perpetual mirror.
Yeah.
And maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is to think about what that means. What does vigilance actually look like? How do you safeguard ideals when you see that creep happening?
Yeah, when information gets twisted, when promises get broken.
Or when one group takes over from another, claiming they're bringing equality, but maybe they're just aiming to be more equal.
It's fundamentally a call for critical thinking, isn't it? In a world that often seems to want us to just accept the narrative we're given.
Don't just accept, question, think. That seems like a pretty vital message from this little book about a farm.